Computer. Hello, everyone. I am so excited tonight to introduce Dea Collins. She is a wealth of information. In fact, she's the one that kind of controls the chat. She answers all the questions. So if you guys the WhatsApp and you have something that you need help on or an answer to, it'll be Dea that comes forward and answers your question or helps you. She helps me that way. And she keeps me on track. Let me tell you, if I make a mistake, Dea will very quietly come in quietly and at first she gives me lots of compliments and then she says, I just want to remind you of whatever. She's so tactful. So anyways, Dia, I'm so excited because last week we had our fragrance and we had our wonderful meeting and oh my gosh, Rochelle was so amazing. If you didn't get a chance to go into my YouTube channel and take a look at our last week's recording, it's all on fragrances. She has a whole new look, a party, a way to do a party, a way to do a Zoom meeting using fragrances. You will love it. So look for the handouts. And then also, now we've got Dia, who's going to come up with a follow-up, and she's got a new twist also. So, hey, we are going to get to really loving fragrances. At least I know I do. I even put a fragrance, my favorite fragrance, in my car because that way I always remember to spray myself before I leave the car so I always smell good. All right, so here we go, Dia. Let's see. We are going to just have you take it away. I think we're recording.
Okie dokie. Oh, yes, we are. Yep. Well, hi, everyone. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, I was impressed totally with Rochelle's presentation last week. So I have a lot of things I want to do with that. This is just something added on that you can use to, if you don't share a lot of fragrances, maybe this will help you get going. I still have a long way to go, but I've improved. So that's a good thing. So I'm going to try to share my screen here and see how this goes. So, view, slideshow. There we go. Can you see it?
Yeah, we can.
Marketing fragrances with confidence. Okay, that's
Perfect.
us.
It's
Alrighty.
perfect. Yeah, perfect.
So perfumery, I'm giving you a little history, not to get boring or anything, but I think part of my confidence comes from knowing a little bit about the history of perfumery and who we work with that makes our products very good. So I'm just going to kind of touch on that. So perfumery, this was kind of interesting, goes back 250 years in France when they were trying to camouflage the tanning process when they were making gloves. I never knew that. I always thought it was because people were stinky and they didn't shower and they wanted perfume. But I think that came up afterwards. I don't know. They started making perfume for that reason. But nowadays it's a multi-billion dollar business, and the the perfumers and manufacturers have to continuously evolve to meet all of the needs that we have because our pocketbooks keep shrinking. And of course, some people still have money, so they want the best of the best. And some people want to still smell good, but they can't afford maybe the, $300 perfume. So they're constantly trying to, meet the demands of the consumer. And
And
so
they and
you've got world leading.
yeah, they can because they can get a wholesale account with Jafra and be able to afford the the most expensive fragrances because we have them. Bronwyn trains on them all the time and we've got them. And so what a great way to come in and afford the great perfumes.
That's right. That's right. But ours aren't $300 an ounce. So, but they still want to buy that $300 an ounce when they can with their Jafra profit. You're right. So, but the world leading perfume manufacturers are constantly looking for sustainable practices and high quality ingredients that come from all over the world. And I don't know how that happened because goodness, I must have mixed up a slide. Oh, well, this is when you just figure it out. So there are four top perfumer manufacturers that we associate with. One of them is Firmenich. And this, I know what happened because I downloaded my slides into Google Slides and it rearranged them all. I'm just gonna, oh, Mamma Mia.
We should show that video. What is that? Have you watched that video?
Yeah, I've got to stop sharing and come back. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
It all got scrambled.
Let's
Let me start over
share
here.
and then let's share again. That's what I do. Yeah, I'm just thinking that if we if when we come into Jafra, from what I understand, we use the top three perfumers in the world. Isn't one
Four. Yep.
four,
Actually, it's
the
four
top
now.
four.
Yep.
And so when you think about it, there's a huge markup in perfumes. So when you buy the expensive perfumes like in Nordstrom's and whatever, a lot of that is markup. So with Jaffer, we're still using what does Bronwyn tell us all the EDPs or whatever. Those are the high-end perfumes that last. And now we've got these wonderful perfumes that Jaffer's actually making the lotions with the perfume in it, which is what I love. Love being able to layer the perfume. Okay, you ready, Dia?
I'm going to share again. Yep.
Okay, share again.
Here we go. Uh, I think this is
Down
it.
at the bottom. Sometimes it gets hidden.
I just want to make sure I grab the right one.
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
Got it there. You're sharing.
Okay.
Now here we go.
Here we go. From beginning. Okay. Moving on along here. Okay. All right. So they had this particular website, Pure Oils India, had a list of the top leading manufacturers. And we use the top four. And they are numbered one, two, three, four. And that kind of made me really excited. So you've probably heard of Simrise and IFF and Firmenich and Javaden, which I learned today is pronounced, how's it pronounced?
Like Gavinci?
No. Oh,
She?
shoot, I had it written down.
Just
Jividen. Jividen, yeah. I've been saying it wrong all this time. It's Jividen.
Jivity.
Simrise.
Okay.
IFF stands for International Fragrance and Flavors and Fragrances. Because believe it or not, the all the perfumers create fragrances, I mean, create flavors for food and all sorts of things. So, but these are four, so it's exciting. So Simrise's headquarters are in Germany. It was founded in 2003. It's one of the newer ones. The other ones go way, way, way back. And this one has been associated with DKNY fragrances. IFF, the one I said was International Flavors and Fragrances, was founded in the Netherlands and its headquarters are in New York. But keep in mind that these places have hundreds of manufacturing facilities all over the world. Just because their headquarters are somewhere doesn't mean that's just where they are. Um, and then we have to know IFF has a science and wellness program. So we talked about the different essential oils that perfumes use to create a feeling of well-being. But every single perfume manufacturer has their own specific program that they spend a lot of money on research. So it's not just like adding lavender oil on your skin to make you calm. There's more technology and science behind it.
I'd like to see us do more of that, wouldn't you? I'd like to see us go into the wellness.
Yep. So these are some of the creations that is known for. Some of them should look familiar to you: White Diamonds, Eternity, and Polo.
Yes.
Youth Dew by Estee Lauder, Halston, and Lovey Estelle from hiding. I don't know if you can see it. I'm hiding it with all your pictures.
No, no, I can see it
Like,
clearly.
okay, I couldn't see it.
Yeah, we can see it.
So the next one is Firmenich. This one comes out of Switzerland. This was founded in 1895, 130 years ago. This was the largest privately owned company, but since in the last couple of years has merged with a company called DSM. A lot of them are merging, just as we know, Jafra did the merging, or I should say, Betterware did the merging with acquired Jafra. You'll find that happens in the perfume industry as well. They have also something on well-being. They have combined with DSM now, which is another company, and they work on perfumes for the homes as well, like we have. If you want to see any videos about Firmenich done by Jafra. There's a Facebook page here, and I'll put this in the WhatsApp chat so you don't have to copy this
That'd be
link.
great.
But there's videos with Hudith doing an interview with some of the people from Firmenich, and then another one later on with Andrea. Do you remember Andrea? She did one too. So that was kind of interesting. I stumbled upon that today, so you may enjoy it.
That'd be great, Dia.
The more you can learn, the better you feel, the more confidence you have. And then Jividin, I'll get it right one of these days. Jividin, this is the largest one. And it's because they keep acquiring all these different companies. I mean, I can't even list them all. I was reading them and I was like, what do they need them for? What do they need them for? But they are just expanding like crazy. So they're out of Switzerland originally, and they spend a lot of money on their research and development. And this was the one that kind of keyed us into me doing a little, presentation tonight. Now, this is just like a little fun fact, has something to do with the actual creation of perfumes. But this particular company was founded by Xavier and his brother Leon way back in the 1800s. And one of them was a pharmacist. And then when the World War I broke out later on, I mean, many years later, they actually moved the business. And then when he was 97, he sold the company to Hoffman LaRoche. So somehow they're connected to them. I just like little fun facts. So
Yeah, and Roche. Well, I'm trying to think of Roche Laboratories. Roche Laboratories, right?
I don't know. I
I
don't
don't
know.
think
There's
so, but
so
I think,
many.
yeah, I think there's a Roche. There's a famous pharmacy.
But this is what this company has been known for. They have their trademark and trademark scents and their technologies. So the first one, they won an award for Scent Trek. And all that means is creating natural scents in the lab with science. So for example, if some of you may remember when we had a convention, I want to say maybe 8 years ago, I don't know. A perfumer was there, I believe, talking
I
about how,
remember. I remember. I loved it.
yeah, they talked about musk coming from the sex glands of a deer. I don't know if you
Yeah.
remember that.
Uh-huh.
That's where musk came from back in the day. And so obviously, for obvious reasons, they wanted to save the deer, save his private parts, and create musk in the lab. So I'm sure this company isn't the only one that does that, but Scent Truck is their technology, just like we have RJX as our technology for our delivery system. That's their technology for creating these things. And they've also created three other technologies: Dream Sense, which promotes sleep; Mood Sense, which helps you change your moods; and Viva Sense, which impacts your overall state of well-being. And the last one should be something that kind of rings a bell with you because maybe you've noticed it in the catalog. But we didn't get there yet. But the reason this came out originally is when we created, or when Jivedin created Meet Me in Dubai by Gail Montero. He was a perfumer, I can't even talk, perfumer who lives in Dubai. He created that to kind of give a sense of the richness of Dubai. And he said the Viva Sense technology is breakthrough. And it's basically based on the study of raw materials that they analyze one by one and how it affects people. And then they kind of blend them together to create some sort of a sense of holistic well-being. And that's all that Viva Sense means. Um, if you want to learn more, then you could go to this YouTube video. And it's actually on our YouTube channel, Jaffer's YouTube channel, when we actually did an interview with him when they created that perfume. So you can also go to Facebook and follow any of these companies and learn a little bit about them.
Well, I love the holistic and the well-being because that's really coming on now. I mean, even in Costco, I bought a wonderful it's on a timer and the
Uh-huh.
fragrance comes off throughout the day for your home. And I put the Jafra home fragrance in it and it will just come on throughout the day. They are not cheap, they're about
Mhm.
$100, but they can make your home smell wonderful and they're on timers with your phone.
Well, do you remember this page in the catalog?
Yes.
We've got the tender moments, and in that little square here, I put it. kind of enlarged it in the middle. It says VivaSense, the technology, crafted with VivaSense fragrance technology to promote a sense of well-being. This is for our newbie Tender Moments line. So the cologne, obviously. So that's kind of a neat thing to be able to share with people. And then the Dubai, Meet Me in Dubai, same thing on that page. And it says crafted with VivaSense fragrance technology, which promotes a sense of well-being and helps bring out the best in you. So I can see why they left that last line out for the babies because they're not trying to bring out the best in them. But it's kind of cool. And this particular one under Dubai, it has the name of the perfumer. I love that. I wish they would do that more often. It just kind of, I don't know, gives it an extra punch, I think.
It does.
So,
It does. It does. It's kind of like a trademark.
yeah.
We use the best. Yeah.
Yep. I actually wrote into Jafra Cares last week and asked them to let us know if they could, which fragrances are made by which companies, not the entire collection, but those four top ones. I thought that would be nice to know. And I don't even know if they should have that information somewhere in their archives. Anyway, so I created this a few years ago. I've only used it a few times, so I do want to get back into it. But when you give fragrance samples out, you know how when we do that with skincare, I don't know if you did, but I created a Google form. I give someone a sachet asking them for feedback on the product. So I have all different questions. So I created one for the fragrances too, and I used ChatGPT to do it. I just said, give me a list of questions that might be appropriate for something like this. And then I narrowed it down to what I thought made sense. So I did send some samples out to one girl. I think unfortunately she plagiarized some of her answers. I don't know if she was in a hurry or she didn't know what to say or whatever. But being the teacher in me, I know when something isn't your writing. So I went and found out where she got it from. But these are some of the questions I thought were, important. What are your initial impressions? I wasn't sure at first. At first, it didn't appeal to me, but then it grew on me, or I loved it initially. And so you can see all the questions. I'm not going to read them all to you, but I asked people to describe them, what age group maybe they think it would appeal to. Do they think it's more for an everyday kind of use or a special event, an evening type thing? And
Goes really
I
well
think,
with what Rochelle gave us. So be sure you post this in WhatsApp because this goes
yeah,
very nicely with what Rochelle's done.
yeah, because what I want to do with her information is to take pieces of it. I was going to try to use it on certain social media sites, but because it doesn't really fit the square that you need for Instagram, I think what I'm going to do is just put a little introduction because she had a great introduction on her first page,
Mhm.
and then say, if you're interested in taking, the quiz, send me your email. You know how people are always getting people's emails, you do that
And
just to get me
you could do
whatever.
this question every day on your post. You could actually do it kind of like, a question every day and people answer it. You know what I mean? And then the next day another question and people would answer it. You know what I mean? You could have a real good chat going on with this.
You could do that. Yeah, that's a good way to get engagement. But I
Yeah.
was thinking of if I want to get their email and they want to take the quiz and then I send them their answers back and what it means. And then if they want to try the samples of those particular fragrances that we narrowed it down to, then I would ask them to fill out this Google form and I could send them a gift certificate to use toward, any fragrance that they wanted. So it's just an idea because I do it with skincare, so I thought I would do it with fragrance. And then last but not least, I think I mentioned this last time, Fragrantica.com. It's a great website to use. I mean, it's basically a online publication website with a team of individuals who review perfumes and fragrances, not just perfumes, but colognes, whatever. And they're not perfumers by any means. So, but yeah, I'm sure they have expertise just because they're constantly doing research. And it's kind of an interesting website to use. Has anyone used it before? To No? Okay.
No, no. Should we do
It's
a
kind of fun. It's overwhelming. There's a lot of pop-up ads. It's a kind of annoying, and unfortunately, there's links to Amazon and eBay where you can get the fragrances that you want, no matter what company, not just Jaffa, but everybody. Um, but anyway, and I don't know how accurate it all is, but then I'm not a perfumer. So when they say these are the top, middle, and base notes, and then I look in Jaffer's book and that's the top, middle, and base notes, they might not be word for word the same. But there's lots of white flowers, so maybe it is the same. So I don't know. But what I'm going to try to do, I'm going to stop sharing for a second. And then what I'm going to try to do is show you that website. Oh, goodness. I gotta try to get out of here. Okay.
No,
Turn that one
you're
on.
back. You're back. You can go in and just go down there
Okay.
and find the website. We'll be with you. But be sure you share once you get it.
Did have it up. I lost it. There it is. Okay.
And Natalie said to everyone, I often perfume I
I
don't
often use is what she's trying to say.
know.
Perfumia.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Fragantica.com. So I go here when I'm confused about a fragrance, when I want to learn about it. So you could spend a week on here and still not know it all. So can you see the screen?
Yes, it's beautiful.
So you've got news, perfumes, notes, perfumers, forum, fragrance, and about. So if you go to the about section, you'll learn all about this company. So that's kind of nice to know who you're talking to. If you want to go to notes, you want to learn about the notes in a perfume, meaning the
Wow.
top, middle, and base notes. Um, I don't know who that is. Motorola Play wants to enter, is in the waiting room. So
Got it.
let them in.
I
I
got
don't think I'm going to open that.
Okay, I wasn't sure. Um, yeah, so if you want to learn all about all the notes, this is just amazing, especially if you see something like, oh, what's bergamot? I don't know. Oh, look, it's a citrus. I didn't realize that it was a citrus. I mean, obviously some of them are pretty, you know, obvious to you, but did you know what a guanipa
Can
was?
you click on those, Dia? And do they open up? Like right there, are
Yeah.
they clickables?
Yep. Yep, this is the aroma of a Spanish lime, slightly citrusy and sweet.
Gosh, that's fabulous.
So, so yeah, you can do that. You can do it with any of them. So the first group is all citrus stuff. The second group is fruits and vegetables and nuts. And you can just go through all that.
And they're all clickable.
And
So it opens it up and fig leaf. Click on
they're
that.
all clickable. They, the flowers I find, did you say something? I'm sorry, what?
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
Okay. The flowers I find interesting because there are so many flowers I am not familiar with. And you can click on them, you can see pictures of them, and they'll tell you how they smell. So let's find something we don't
Well, the
know.
white one, what did you remember? You said it's in everything. The white.
Oh, white flowers.
Yeah.
Let's see. That
Is
would
it
be down the
there?
bottom here. I don't know. Well, the white flowers is a whole category by itself.
Oh my gosh,
Um,
really?
Here's Yang Yang.
Oh, that's in a lot.
Yeah, that's in a lot of things. It's a rich floral sweet note with a nuance of banana, woody, dirty, sour nuances. Dirty, I don't
Oh, yeah,
know.
dirty sour. Wow. Pretty, dirty,
That's funny.
sour
But it's
influences. Wow.
very popular.
It's very popular.
Yep. And then you've got the white
And it tells you
flowers.
the perfumes. It tells you what perfumes go with that. Oh my gosh, this to me is a wealth of information.
So, and then you've got your herbs and your fougères. And then you see that's in a lot of men's fragrances, a lot of cedar and things like that.
So you could even show this at a Jaffa party. I mean, or even online. If you had a Zoom perfume party or whatever, you could show them this site.
Yeah.
Click on a few, just like we're doing.
Spices, we know a lot of our spices, but there's some spices out there I'm not familiar with. Sweet and gourmand smells, those are the ones that are like food.
Hmm.
Um, Condensed milk. Who would have heard of condensed milk in a perfume?
I never.
Doesn't say much about it here. No. Doesn't have a whole lot. I guess we're supposed to know what that smells like when you bake,
Oh,
you would
I'm
know, right?
wondering if my elixir, that the cream has some of that in it, because it is kind
Oh,
of milky. You know,
yep.
the body thing that goes with it, I love so much. I wonder if
Oh, yeah. The body
I
perfume. Yeah,
have
that's
might
what
have a
goes.
little condensed milk in it. I don't know.
Oh, but these are all food, so they tend to be on the sweeter side. Then you've got your woods and mosses. So it is. It just breaks everything down. I love it. Like I said, you could spend weeks on here. Resins and balsams. I don't know how far this goes down. Musk, amber, animalic, I don't know how to say that. Animal-like smells. Um, who wants to smell like a muskrat?
Well, I think that would be the musk. Yeah, the musk that you were talking about with the
Yeah.
deer.
Yep. Yeah, and that's always usually the base note, the one that lingers. Uh, Beverages, we've got beverages.
Huh.
And a whole bunch of other ones. So we're not going to go through, this thing probably goes on forever. All right. So then if you want to find a perfume finder, go to a perfume. So you click on here and you get the drop down menu and it says perfume finder. You can click on that and you can pick a perfume. Let's see, I'll pick Eternity. Eternity, there's a zillion of them. So
Oh,
I'm going to pick
Calvin Klein right there. Yeah.
yep, for females. And it says whoever likes Eternity might like this also.
Oh, that's what we talked about last week.
Yep,
Yes.
yep. So no, these aren't Jaffa ones. There might be a Jaffa one here and there. Let's see. Let's see how far this goes. Okay, that's it. So I thought that was kind of cool. So what I did is I reversed it and I put Meet Me in Dubai. Pull that up. Not all of the Jaffa fragrances are in this
But
website,
there it is. Yeah,
but most of them are, except the newer ones. But Meet Me in Dubai. Let me get rid of the Calvin Klein one here. Okay. It says anyone who likes Meet Me in Dubai might like Youth to Estee Lauder. So they're probably both in the Oriental family, tend to be on the sweeter side. But if you want to know more about this one, you just click on it and then you can learn all about this. Tells you who the perfumer is, which I love knowing that, especially if it's a Jaffa perfume. Sometimes they tell you, sometimes they don't. And down the bottom, it'll tell you the notes. So this is what I do. If someone says I use this particular perfume, I go to this site and I look at all the notes. And then I grab our book, our big fat book, the catalog, and I look up our perfume or fragrance, I should say. And I also go on our website because that might tell a little bit more and see what they might have in common. So I do that when I'm doing a fragrance consultation. Well, I don't do it at the time. I do it more of a research thing. So if
But
someone has a
yeah, what
conversation,
about chat? What about chat GPT? What about one of those things? Why couldn't you put that in and ask chat what fragrances, have those notes to them?
you could, but you'd probably get a big answer because there's a lot of fragrances out there.
Yeah.
But I think what would be a good idea is maybe go in there and say, okay, I have someone who likes, Eternity by Calvin Klein. What Jaffa fragrances might match that? I
That's
don't know.
what I'm saying. I think it would come up. I don't know, but
It depends. You don't know how accurate all the information is that you get into one of those AI things, but it's a good starting point for sure.
it's a
So
good.
that's what I do is I just compare the notes and someone says to me, I get this a lot. Oh, I used to love this fragrance, but they don't make it anymore, or the manufacturer changed the formula and I don't like it. So I find out what it was. I go on here, I do a little research, and then I try to come up with 3 to 5 Jaffa fragrances that I think they might like. Now, it doesn't mean that they're going to use those, but it's a good starting point. I did that with a few clients, and I got like I have one woman who loves me in Dubai now, and it doesn't even match what she was using, but it was a starting point with the other ones that we met over. So I love it. And the other thing you can do is you can go to just a search bar up here and type something in. So like, for example, I'm going to type in diamonds blush. I can't spell. Diamond. There it is by Jafra. Okay, so if you want to learn about that, this is where it wasn't always agreeing with our catalog. I'm just going to scroll down quickly to the notes. Did this one agree? This one says it has apple, honeysuckle, and amber, but when I looked in our catalog, it said we had pink lady apple and peony instead of honeysuckle. I don't know, maybe they're close. And then pink amber. So that one wasn't too far off. Um, but what I did like about it is it had the perfumer listed. So if you want to learn about this woman, Marian Gustero, you could see that she used to work with IFF and then currently with Jividen. And so I looked her up. I went to her LinkedIn page because I was curious to see what her resume looked like. And she was with IFF from 2003 to 2013. And
Wow.
then she went to Jividen to 2013 to 2023. And now she's working on her own. It said that she was a
She's
sole
made a name
entrepreneur.
for herself, hasn't she?
Yeah. But she created Diamonds Blush in 2016. That means she was at Jividen at that time. So
Yeah.
this kind of put it together for me. I made me happy. So anyway, that tells you a little bit about her, and you can learn more about her if you want to. Um, let's see.
This is an incredible website.
Isn't it? It's
It
cool.
is, and we
And
would
I'll do one
never have
more
found
because
it without you.
I'll do one more. Let's see. Oh, this I thought was kind of funny. So you guys probably do this, but I always thought Sweetie Splash was for kids, but not according to this website, but it doesn't mean they're right. I don't know, it's kind of set up for kids. I thought maybe teenagers. It says for women. It kind of
Oh,
made me chuckle.
Bronwyn loves them. She always talks about how they're her favorites.
Yeah. Well, they're on the sweet side. So if you like sweet stuff, they're great. They really are.
Agreed.
And then this has got the perfumer as well, Gabriella Maldonado. And when I looked her up, she works at IFF right now. She started there in 2008. And this is considered an Oriental floral fragrance. And it's very simple notes, though. Black currant, whipped cream, and then a few base notes. Very sweet.
You know,
So,
if you could present our fragrances with the little trivia like what you're sharing with us, people would just dig on that. They'd buy it. I mean, you know what I mean? I'm saying that it helps us sell the fragrance.
yeah, I think, well, it's fun. It makes like your presentation not a boring Jafra class or party, whatever you want to call it. I mean, the truth is, all you have to do is have people open up a fragrance and smell three of them, and they're probably going to like one of them. And you don't really need to get into all that. But like you said, I think it makes for an interesting presentation. If you're looking to do something like I went to a senior center and did a hand treatment for a group of women. But I'm thinking this was a caregivers group, a support group. But I'm thinking of going into the regular mix of the senior center and doing a presentation on fragrances and adding this kind of little trivia with it, like you said, would make it kind of interesting. And you could go back and do different ones each time, so you never really run out. Because how many do we have? Like 75? I don't know, 75 fragrances. So
One of the leading
anyway,
fragrance companies for
that's the
quite
gist.
some time.
It could go on and on, but you've got your search bar to find anything you want. You can learn about your notes. You can learn about the perfumers, and you know how the computer works. You can just go down a rabbit hole with any of them.
You
So
know,
that,
I ask people what their favorite fragrance is at home
Yes.
and make a note of it. And then when I come home, I Google it to find out what the notes are so that I can match it with a Jaffa fragrance. So that uh, website you were just looking at, you could easily type in that fragrance name, find all the notes, and then match it.
And then match.
yep,
I mean, that's what,
that's what I
I
do
think,
all the time. Yep.
Dia, that was just, I don't know, really eye-opening. You gave us the tool that I have been looking for. What, because that way we can do just what Wileen said. We can find out what their favorite fragrances are, what type, because they kind of know, and then
Hmm.
go and match it. Oh yeah, wow. So I don't
Yeah,
know anybody that's watching this recording, but this is one that should be watched. If you're going to be selling Jafra, you got to get into a little bit of fragrance because there's money to be made.
it's a billion dollar industry. So we don't want to,
And I
get
just
shorthanded on that.
put my Alexa on because I was sitting here because I'm so crazy about it. Put it in my car. I
That's
mean,
very
it's
good.
just my favorite. And how I found out that it's my best is at exercise class. I told you I was there and I had several people, they came up to talk to me and they just went, "Oh my gosh, you smell fantastic." And you have that happen to you a few times. You go, "That's my go-to." So Alexa is my go-to, and I'm so grateful that they made the that lotion or whatever it is. It's in the white, the same
Yeah,
bottle.
it's a perfume
I
lotion.
think
Yep.
it might have the condensed milk in it.
And that one, that lotion has hyaluronic acid in it.
Does it? Oh,
Yes, so it's really
cool.
good for the skin as
Hmm.
well.
Wow, I
It's
did not.
another
You have to show
selling
people how to
point.
use it though, right? The first time I put it and I
Yeah.
squirted it on my body and it was running everywhere. So I don't know what you do, but I squirt it in my hand and then I rub it on my
Yeah.
Oh, I
body.
put mine in my Royal Jelly Body Complex. I make my own
Oh
concoction.
my
Royal
goodness.
Jelly Body
Cool.
Complex and the iris oil and the elixir, and I mix it all up, and it is fabulous. It just
So
goes right.
you've just sold three products.
I
That's very good.
Uh-huh.
it, but I just blend them. If you guys aren't doing that, that Royal Jelly Body Complex is the base for everything. Put your oil
Okay.
in it, your favorite oil, whatever it be, and then put that elixir in or whatever else. I don't know, sweetie or whatever is, put your perfume right into it. And then when you get out of the shower and you're drying off and everything, don't just put the oil, put it, make your own, be your own creator. Create
Yeah,
your own lotion, but Royal Jelly Body Complex is always my base.
I
that's
never
great.
thought to do that,
I
Vicky.
didn't
The only
either.
thing I've ever mixed, I
That's
remember back
brilliant.
in,
No,
we used to
Karen,
mix.
It is
I put it
brilliant.
all in together and it lasts. Try it. I'm telling you,
I'm
every
going to.
woman wants to, you should as layer your fragrances. And Jaffra's fragrances go beautiful with the Royal Jelly Body Complex and the oil. So I don't know. I'm in love with the iris oil. I've always done almond, but now iris is wonderful. Any of the oils go into the Royal Jelly Body Complex and it makes it magical. But now we can also put the fragrance in. So give it a try.
I'm going to tomorrow.
Give it a try.
Me too.
Uh,
Can't wait to try it.
I know you guys, we might have, maybe tonight we came across a few discoveries, right? This has been a good class.
It is.
All right. So I want to,
Vicki, yesterday I went to Macy's and when you first walk in, I walked in the door that had all the perfumes. In front of every single perfume company, somebody or two or three people were standing and handing out little samples. Okay.
Okay.
Yep. They were on top of you.
used to have the card,
Wow.
and spray the card, then hand it to you.
Yeah,
They
they do.
Mhm.
Yep.
now they, and we're getting into that sampling.
Should do that. I should go stand somewhere, not in Macy's because that wouldn't be appropriate. But I could stand in the clothing section. They wouldn't find me there, right?
Right.
They'd think I work there if I dressed the part.
Yeah. You could do a tabletop of fragrance tabletop. That would be so wonderful.
Yeah.
You
It would
can
be.
demo the security officer as he's walking you out of the building.
Ah, have a good men's one handy. Yeah. Here, take a gift.
Well, I want to thank
Yep.
everyone. Dia, are you finished?
I'm done. Now I am done. Yep.
I
Thanks,
just want to
Dea.
thank everybody for being a part and being on our call tonight. And for those of you, we have recorded this so that you could enjoy it with us. Remember that every Monday night, we always have a good time. And on the beginning of the month, we always go over the catalog, the brochure with Bronwyn. And so we have guest speakers like Dea that are on. And we also, when we do record, when we have a guest speaker, we will record and then we put it on my WhatsApp channel. And that is just YouTube. No, we put it on my
YouTube.
channel. And so you go to YouTube and you put in Jafra, V for Vicky, H for hacking, Jafra VH, or just put my name in and my channel will come up and you can take a look at all of the wonderful training that we do there. So thank you, Dea Collins, so much for being with us. You are wonderful and you opened up a whole new world for us. So I'm going to stop the recording and then we'll buzz for a little while. So
When will this recording be up on your YouTube channel, Vicky?
I'm going to a concert tonight. So
Tonight.
I'll be up until tomorrow morning.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, unless I get home with some energy tonight, who knows? So here we go. I am going to stop the recording. Go.